Good morning. It is Sunday morning, May 19th, and doing a quick morning minute because I do have to get to work in a little bit here. So it's going to be kind of short. In the few minutes leading up to, hitting start here, I was like kind of running through my head because there's so many different topics. So as usual, like kind of the point of these morning minutes is what floats to the top. And what's kind of floating to the top right now is this this weird struggle between, right, so there's a number of different habits, routines, things like that that I know are key to success in a billion different ways, like with staying organized, with keeping the house clean, with all this stuff. And they are structured and regimented in that it's very specific things to do, and it can help to have a checklist for reference, and it can help to have a habit like do this every Wednesday, do this every Tuesday, do this every Saturday, do this before bed, do this in the morning. And they all feel really good when you're doing them. But the moment that I try to come up with a system so that it's tracked, so that there's reminders, so that it helps to fully cement it, it gets overwhelming really quickly because then there are so many checklists and so many tags. So I need to kind of think of a way that I can have an ongoing reminder of what things that need to be done, but also not have to wake up to a 120 piece checklist for the day of all these little minute things that need to be done every day. So I'm guessing what I'm going to do is get something that's really easy to look at every day that just has the basic routines. And then document the routines and have them somewhere, but you shouldn't have to look at them every day. And perhaps they're like reviewed on a regular basis. And then for certain items that need to be done like weekly, this is like really small stuff, like every Monday, wash the sheets off the bed or, something like that. But there's so many of those little things, like every Tuesday, run the dog bowls through the dishwasher. And the problem being, these things do need to be done. They are important, but they're not high level important. But getting them done and everything being done and taken care of is high level important. So I have to find a way to track on a higher level that everything is done without having to worry about, checking off every little thing as having been done in a way that's like not overwhelming. So, and the problem too is I've, experimented with so many different apps and trackers and things like that. And I have a hard time finding just the right one. I actually have some pretty elaborate ideas on like, this is like my dream app. And, I would love to someday, get working on that, to kind of something that fills all the gaps from what I wish I could find now, and kind of blended together a bunch of different things. But yeah, so I guess today is Sunday. On Sunday, I do a meeting, which is a dorky way of saying like a me meeting, which is planning for the week and, just getting grounded for the week ahead so that I have everything ready. And doing that really makes a huge difference in how the week goes. So when I do that, I think the goal for this coming week is going to be primarily just planning and organizing a way to make it easier to stay organized and planned, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm feeling like this isn't really going exactly where I'd like it to go, but I guess this week will be all about the mapping and the documentation of, I talked earlier this week about, what constitutes ordered eating versus disordered eating. And all these other habits that aren't necessarily weight loss related, like the house and work and all these other different pieces. So I'm gonna get working on that. And although it's something I haven't done in the past, I would like to share the process as I go, because it's going to be important for some other things coming up. So yeah, watch out for that later this week. And I know I've been kind of just morning minutes this week instead of any formal videos, but right now I'm just kind of okay with that because this is a new thing, and it's about, you know, doing that formal processing of thoughts in the morning and being sure to propel things forward a little bit each day. And that's the whole goal of these. So this is a great place to start. Sometimes just getting your thoughts organized is the place to start. So that's, yeah, head first, and then everything else should fall into line. So I have to give that priority. And the other piece is I need to just get, you know, ordered eating, because that's like just because of my particular background with having, you know, issues with compulsive overeating and, you know, food addiction, things like that. That piece, getting that cleared, just frees up so much time and mental space to work on all these other things. Because if I'm not on point with that, it just kind of spills over into everything, both out of disappointment with myself as well as lack of energy and, you know, just feeling generally disordered, out of routine and unstructured. And so again, I had to find that balance between structure and routine with my own personal need and want to also be kind of free and be able to let the day just flow and live in the moment and be mindful. And a trick I think with that is being, so sometimes it feels like, so okay, so if you want to live in the moment, you can't have everything structured. But what I found is when you're being mindful, it's easier to have those habits and routines come to naturally. Because if your mind is spinning all over the place and you're trying to get ready for the day, but your mind is just thinking about, you know, what you have to do tonight, or, oh, did you book that appointment for Wednesday, or all these other different pieces, it's not in the moment thinking, you know, what needs to be done right now. And that could mean something as minor as, you know, while I'm in the bathroom in the morning, and, you know, I'm never going to miss certain key things like go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, wash your face, because those happen every day and they need to, because if I don't do those things, you know, I'm not ready to move on to anything else. But what I do skip in there is, you know, when you get structured or you get just, distracted, and then it's, but did I do my quick cleanup in the bathroom? Did I make the bed? Did I listen to my morning motivation on the Echo this morning? Like all these other key pieces start to set the tone. But when you're being mindful and you're in that moment, that habit and routine is closer to grab with your conscious line of thought. So that's kind of the goal there. And I'll talk more about this another time. But yeah, that really is the key. Being that mindful in the moment and having those routines there that are easy to grab, so that you don't have to think about them so hard about what needs to be done, because it is documented and you did think about it and plan on it in a formal setting, so that when you're free flowing throughout your day, you don't need to do that heavy thinking. You can just be mindful of what it is time to do now. So yeah, I'm actually feeling really good about where this went, because I was feeling a little stuck on that. And that's the whole point of this, right? Is to have an idea or a problem and talk through it and get some more clarity and come up with a solution. So mission successful. All right, I'm off to work.